Be fairly quick. You're live.
All right, good morning, everyone. We'll call this meeting of the Board of County Commissioners for August 11th to order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Wozniak.
Here.
Commissioner Gherkin.
Here.
Commissioner Byers.
Here.
Would everyone please start with the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the
of the United States of America and to the republic
for which
for
it
which it
stands,
stands, one nation,
under God,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
for all. Thank you, everyone. It's good to see all of you. We need to approve the previous meeting's minutes. And if my colleagues do not have any objections, which I don't see, then those are in fact ordered. We can start right in with our agenda. Military. And again, good to see everyone.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. Item number 1 is from the Auditor's Office. This is a resolution seeking approval of the renewal of the Dock Router software maintenance service and support with E-Recording Partners Network out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is a proprietary sole source vendor. It runs from August 1st, 2020 through July 31st, 2021, and it will not exceed $75,000.
Okay, any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion for approval.
Here we have a motion by Commissioner Byers. Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Byers.
Yes.
Commissioner Gherkin.
Yes.
Commissioner Wozniak.
Yes.
The next items are from the County Engineer's Office. Number 2 is a resolution seeking approval of the plat for the village at 12 Lakes, Plat 3, Sylvania Township. Number 3 is a resolution seeking approval of an escrow agreement in lieu of a performance bond for the village at 12 Lakes, Plat 3, Sylvania Township. Item number 4 is a resolution seeking the authorization of the Lucas County engineer to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency's Diesel Mitigation Trust Fund grant program, and for the Lucas County engineer to execute agreements as required. And number 5 is a resolution setting the date and the hour of the view and first hearing for Zink, Heldman, and Geyser Ditch Improvement Project number 1046. And it looks like we will have the viewing on October 6th, 2020 at 2 p.m. By electronic means. And so that will be, that's per the General Assembly's permission to do this via electronic means.
Okay, are there? Okay. All right, seeing no questions, we have a motion. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Gherkin.
Yes.
Commissioner Byers.
Yes.
Commissioner Wozniak.
Yes.
The next item is from our Facilities Department. This resolution seeks permission to utilize the City of Toledo agreement with Petroleum Traders Corporation of Fort Wayne, Indiana, and with Ports Petroleum of Wooster, Ohio, for the purchase of bulk fuel. This is an annual resolution.
Okay. Any questions on that item? Not, I will make the motion. Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Wozniak.
Yes.
Commissioner Gherkin.
Yes.
Commissioner Byers.
Yes.
The next item is from Job and Family Services. This is a resolution seeking permission to enter into an agreement with United Way of Greater Toledo for the purchase and distribution of student backpacks. This agreement will be effective June 1st, 2020 through September 30th, 2020, and will not exceed $30,000. We're very, very pleased that this money will allow the purchase of approximately 4,000 backpack kits distributed throughout Lucas County K through 12 grades in Toledo Public Schools.
A lot of nonprofits do this program, but there are so many children in need. So we're always happy that this is part of a provision that we can participate in. So I will ask one of my colleagues if you'd like to make a motion on the backpack program.
I'll make that motion.
Everybody make that motion. I think I saw Commissioner Gherkin make that motion quickly as well. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Gherkin.
Yes.
Commissioner Byers.
Yes.
Commissioner Wozniak.
Yes.
Number 8 is from the Water Resource Recovery. Facility, this is a resolution seeking permission to enter into professional services agreement with Fishbeck out of Toledo, Ohio, for various water resource recovery facility repairs and improvements. This is not to exceed $9,500.
Great. And is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Commissioner Byers. Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Byers,
Yes.
Commissioner Gerken,
yes,
Commissioner Wozniak,
Yes.
The next three items are from the administration. Number 9 is a resolution authorizing the execution of the release and termination with Sunshine Inc. Residential and Support Services and the Bank of New York Mellon Trust Company, NA, as trustee. The next item is a resolution authorizing an agreement for Lucas County to serve as the fiscal agent for the Lucas County 911 Regional Council of Governments. This is something that we do for many other entities. And finally, from administration is a resolution amending our new kind of open pandemic operations plan. Commissioners, as you recall, we adopted resolution 2020-516 on June 30th, which established a set of policies and procedures to both protect our workforce as well as those that we serve. Since the passage of that resolution, there have been a number of changes to CDC and the Ohio Department of Health guidance, as well as the implementation of remote schooling for school districts within Lucas County. And so what we have done is created an amendment to our policy to include the following. We will allow employees to return to work when they've been fever-free without the use of fever-reducing medication for 1 day as opposed to 3, per the CDC guidelines. Prohibition against work-related travel to contiguous Ohio counties that have been declared a level 4 or a purple by the Ohio Public Health Advisory Alert System. An operations plan should Lucas County be declared a level 4 purple county by the same alert system. And finally, the establishment of remote school options for employee parents. So we are hopeful that this provides the additional resources that our employees need, and so that they can take care of themselves, their families, and the public.
I know Mr. Cunningham and Mr. Hireman worked quite at length to adopt or to bring this policy to us today for adoption. First of all, we want to thank them, but also just to give, Mr. Cunningham, would you like to add anything? This was certainly an unusual experience in providing details that needed so much flexibility and understanding of families trying to balance family and work life under COVID. So I just want to give you an opportunity to add anything that you would like.
just very briefly, when this all started back in mid-March, I think everybody thought, okay, we just need to get through the current school year. And then it was, okay, we just need to make it through summer, and then everything will be back to normal when the new school year starts. And what we're finding is that that is not the case. COVID is still here and has to be dealt with. So we did want to make sure that we're in a position to be able to communicate effectively to our employees who are also parents and let them know what their options are.
Mr. Cunningham and Mr. Hireman, I don't know if we discussed this, but it came up earlier today to me, was that, do we have any policy about our employees who travel to high-risk areas, Texas, Florida, California, on their own, and then come back, about quarantining before they come back into service if they're required to work in real time?
That is not currently covered under our new kind of open plan. The governor recommends it, but he did not phrase it as a mandate or a requirement, and so we have not done so either.
All right. Well, I know our plan always gets updated, so maybe we'll have some discussion about that for the future. But I don't, look, there's so much to cover on this. We can't get it. This is why we're coming back and getting better every time things come to us, and every time we think something comes up, it changes. So I appreciate the work that you and Mr. Hireman do continually. This won't be the last time that we update our new kind of open, but we'll have discussions about that.
Commissioners, we really do refer to this as a living document. You're absolutely right. It will not be a surprise to anyone when we come back And we most likely, unfortunately, will have to do that.
Yeah. And this is a time when it's nice to hear the workers' point of view. And I think they are, certainly weighing into, as, Commissioner Gerken, you just mentioned a whole nother concept that needs to be reviewed. And I think that's what the workforce, I think, is trying to figure out as well, in sharing those views. And I think that's really important as we move forward too.
Also, one thing that's important is that this has been an incremental document that has, as we've taken logical steps at logical times and not rushed ahead overtly in order and ignore the situations as they're developing. And so, again, I too give my congratulations to Mr. Cunningham and Mr. Hireman. They've been working at this document, and it's ongoing, and they continue to evolve with that document, and I commend their job.
It's terrific. So with that, Ms. Casari, that ends the administration items, correct?
Yes, that's
So
correct.
I will make that motion on those items. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Wozniak,
Yes.
Commissioner Gerken,
Yes.
Commissioner Byers.
I abstain on item 9 because I'm on the board of directors for the Sunshine Residential Inc., but I will vote yes on 10 and 11.
Yeah. I believe that can stand as ordered with that change. So,
Yes.
okay.
The next 3 items are from Human Resources, and Mr. Cunningham will take these items. They really do dovetail into our new kind of open discussion.
Yes, thanks, Megan. The item 12 is an amendment to our existing emergency COVID-19 family and medical leave expansion policy, which came about as a result of the Coronavirus Families First Response Act passed by Congress back in March, when they expanded the use of FMLA for school closure and childcare closure situations. And as we just said, what was anticipated to maybe be just a spring issue is still with us as schools and daycares open up in the fall. So we are recommending that we amend our current policy to make it eligible after 1 workday. We don't want new employees to be stuck in a situation where they have to choose between their job and their new job and their kids. And also adding sick leave to the list of accrued leaves that employees can use to supplement the FMLA. We believe that a pandemic certainly qualifies as a use of sick leave. And then item 13 is requesting an amendment to the leave donation program policy of the Board of Lucas County Commissioners. And this would allow leave that's caused by school or child or daycare closures that are related to COVID to also be qualifying situations to request leave donation.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Commissioner Byers, call the roll.
Commissioner Byers,
Yes.
Commissioner Gerken,
Yes.
Commissioner Wozniak.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioners. And at this time, I ask that you enter executive session to consider personnel matters related to employment, the table of organization, and matters related to collective bargaining.
Other items, Ms. Casari?
Purchase or sale of property, please.
Okay. With that said, I will make the motion that we enter executive session for those stated purposes. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Wozniak,
Yes.
Commissioner Gerken,
Yes.
Commissioner Byers.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. See everyone.